SMT Nation, we back. We've got an interestingly titled article. This is from Light Reading. I'll definitely link this for you in the description. Titled, "It Looks Like Verizon Accidentally Bought $1.5 million worth of 2.5 gigahertz spectrum." Okay, so that's kind of like an attention grabber. So bravo, Mike Dano, for making me want to click on it at least. Let's look into this a bit. Verizon purchased a handful of 2.5 gigahertz spectrum licenses scattered around the U.S. for a total of $1.5 million in the FCC Spectrum Auction 108. Analysts are calling it an accident. How do you accidentally spend $1.5 million? It says here the 2.5 gigahertz spectrum will be useless to Verizon. The company actually tried to dump all their bids, but got stuck as the final bidder for the licenses they won, wrote the financial analyst of New Street Research in a note to investors. Verizon currently does not widely use 2.5 gigahertz spectrum in its wireless network. In fact, I don't know where they do. I can't think of an example of this. The New Street analyst noted that Verizon paid a $20 million deposit to participate in the 2.5 gigahertz auction, which was far more than the $1,000 that AT&T paid and the $25,000 that Dish paid. Neither AT&T nor Dish won any licenses. T-Mobile, for its part, made a $65 million deposit, ended up walking away with the vast majority of the spectrum licenses. I think they walked away with over 90% of the successfully auctioned licenses. All right, so what is Verizon doing with this? It says here they were clearly trying to drive the price up for T-Mobile. That makes a lot of sense, folks. They were probably just trying to muck it up. They were probably just trying to be disruptive, so T-Mobile didn't get off very, very cheaply. But they kind of failed at this because if you look at how much T-Mobile paid, T-Mobile is ready to pay big bucks at the Spectrum auction. They probably secured and were ready to pay upwards of $1 billion or $2 billion for the Spectrum that they got. They ended up spending probably somewhere between 1/3 or 1/5 of the amount that they would have willing to. Said here Verizon ended up with just 12 licenses across 9 counties where it probably could not get out of. That's what they mean by getting stuck with it. Spectrum Auction 108 seems to be like something that Verizon wasn't serious about owning any spectrum, but just as a Verizon strategy to drive up pricing on T-Mobile. And it looks like it basically just backfired. Verizon's 2.5 gigahertz winnings are seemingly scattered across the country at random. So this probably confirms that. We've got Arizona. I think it's like outside of Phoenix. There's a location in Oklahoma, Kentucky, and maybe a few other places. Let's look at the map here. What do we got there? Like a North Carolina, Virginia-ish location right there on the border. Looks like North Carolina. We got a little bit right outside of Phoenix there. I see the south of Chicago, not quite St. Louis, but I do see it. But there are random places where they're stuck with 100 megahertz of this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a pretty deep spectrum holdings. I do see a little bit there in upstate New York. All right, so this is it's funny. This is kind of crazy. They actually ended up getting stuck with it. That's what it seems like to me. You know, it would be great if somebody actually asked Hans Vestberg at the next investors meetings or earnings call, "Hey, can you talk about the $1.5 million that you just threw away because you're not going to do anything with the spectrum?" Of course, these types of assets do appreciate with time, I suppose. They could always just sell it whenever someone's interested in it. They could, I guess, try to sell it to T-Mobile at a later time. They probably could also sell to regional ISPs. Maybe they end up wanting to sell to a company that does some fixed wireless eventually. Because guys, 100 megahertz, there's a couple of spots here. Like that could be good fixed wireless spectrum, especially if you can get a good fiber push to it, with backhaul. You see what Verizon can do with 100 megahertz of spectrum and what T-Mobile can do with 100 megahertz of spectrum. You can make gigabit speed out of that. I don't know, man. This is kind of funny. Such an interesting development. What do you guys think of this? Verizon accidentally wasting $1.5 million. To them, guys, this is 2 drops in a bucket. This is a fart in the wind. This is a candle in the sun, right? It's not going to, even put a dent in their pocketbook. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't add to their debt. It doesn't change the way that they finance or build out their network. Just something interesting and funny, I suppose. Maybe T-Mobile can get it at a discount. Comment down below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Like, share, subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload. Links in the description in the for the Twitter handle, my Gmail address for business inquiries, and my Patreon page. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.